Welcome to Ellymusic4, integrating music into the wider curriculum magic. I'm Elly, and I will bring you to the alternate world, the world where music meets literacy. Coraline, a beautiful piece of literature, and you can easily use this in upper stage 3 class for literature circles and more. There's an accompaniment movie to it which provides an excellent source of literature support you can get in the classroom. Get students to listen to the music and how it supports the animation they see. Remember when we make music in GarageBand? Why not show a short portion of the movie and get students to create their own piece of music to accompany it? Or choose a section of the text that the students can read out and create music to accompany it to create the mood. Got a younger group of students in your class? No worries, there are plenty of books out there that you can choose to get students to imagine and relate what musical instruments like Ginny Baker's Mirror. Get students to explore space in the accompanying music they compose, the texture of the sound, the dynamics, and more to compare and contrast between the two pictures they see of parallel worlds on the left and right. So beside literacy, where can we find music in the curriculum? What about mathematics? Some might find it difficult to relate music with math. As teachers, we need to believe and feel music in mathematics or mathematics in music. Take a look at this.
It may sound like a paradox or some cruel joke, but whatever it is, it's true. Beethoven, the composer of some of the most celebrated music in history, spent most of his career going deaf. So how was he still able to create such intricate and moving compositions? The answer lies in the patterns hidden beneath the beautiful sounds. Let's take a look at the famous Moonlight Sonata, which opens with a slow, steady stream of notes grouped into triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and But though they sound deceptively simple, each triplet contains an elegant melodic structure, revealing the fascinating relationship between music and math. Beethoven once said, "I always have a picture in my mind when composing, and follow its lines." Similarly, we can picture a standard piano octave consisting of 13 keys, each separated by a half step. A standard major or minor scale uses 8 of these keys, with 5 whole step intervals and 2 half step ones. And the first half of measure 50, for example, consists of 3 notes in D major, separated by intervals called thirds that skip over the next note in the scale. By stacking the scale's first, third, and fifth notes, D, F sharp, and A, we get a harmonic pattern known as a triad. But these aren't just arbitrary magic numbers. Rather, they represent the mathematical relationship between the pitch frequencies of different notes, which form a geometric series. If we begin with the note A3 at 220 Hz, the series can be expressed with this equation, where N corresponds to successive notes on the keyboard. The D major triplet from the Moonlight Sonata uses N values 5, 9, and 12. And by plugging these into the function, we can graph the sine wave for each note, allowing us to see the patterns that Beethoven could not hear. When all 3 of the sine waves are graphed, they intersect at their starting point of 0, 0, and again at 0, 0.042. Within this span, the D goes through 2 full cycles, F sharp through 2.5, and A goes through 3. This pattern is known as consonance, which sounds naturally pleasant to our ears. But perhaps equally captivating is Beethoven's use of dissonance. Take a look at measures 52 through 54. which feature triplets containing the notes B and C. As their sign graphs show, the waves are largely out of sync, matching up rarely, if at all. And it is by contrasting this dissonance with the consonants of the D major triad in the preceding measures that Beethoven adds the unquantifiable elements of emotion and creativity to the certainty of mathematics, creating what Hector Berlioz described as one of those poems that human language does not know how to qualify. So although we can investigate the underlying mathematical patterns of musical pieces, it is yet to be discovered why certain sequences of these patterns strike the hearts of listeners in certain ways. And Beethoven's true genius lay not only in his ability to see the patterns without hearing the music, but to feel their effect. As James Sylvester wrote, "May not music be described as the mathematics of the sense, mathematics as music of the reason? The musician feels mathematics, the mathematician thinks music, music the dream, mathematics the working life."
Music has worked its magic into mathematics, and we didn't even know that. When we teach students to sing, we count the beats. When we teach students to play instruments, we count the beats. We work to create music within a certain number of bars, and there's so much more. We look at fractions in music as well, like half an octave higher or lower. And when we realize music is everywhere around us, we put music into different curriculums and even talk about the science behind musical instruments, how the proportions, the tension of the strings in the string instruments create different sound, how the volume of air we blow and the pressure of air creates different music in wind instrument, and how we can make instruments out of vegetables. Wait, what did I say? Making instruments out of vegetables?
Good morning. There's a lot of people here, must be because I'm wearing my red shirt. I brought a carrot, and I'm going to give you a quick 4-minute and 43, 4-minute and 42 instruction on how to make your own clarinet from a carrot. A really good definition that I like of creativity is the putting together of two previously unrelated things, could be objects or ideas, and creating something new. So I'm going to take a carrot and a saxophone mouthpiece, and I'm going to give you a very quick demonstration on how to make your own instrument. Because I think the thing we forget is we tend, crazy because music is such a communal activity, but we tend to leave music in the hands of the experts, and all of us consume music. But you yourselves can become carrot clarinet players very easily. So you need a kitchen knife. I'm going to cut off the end of the carrot. And I do have my trusty carrot clarinet measuring stick here, which is giving me all my measurements. But you can actually go to YouTube. I've put all the measurements up on YouTube. You just need to type in, make your own carrot clarinet. So there's my markings for 6 finger holes down the front. So I'm just using the tip of this 12mm bit. So I'm giving you some, you don't even have to go to YouTube. You see, you've got, just remember that. You can make a mark in your app. Okay, so that's 6 finger holes and 1 thumb hole on the back, marking. Okay, now the tricky part. Okay, here we go. I've got a bowl here so I don't make too much of a mess at this stage. And into the centre. Getting there, halfway through. One more, I reckon. 7mm bit now. So that's for the finger holes. Let's do the thumb hole first. And now the 6 finger holes that you notice that I've marked. So you do need, I'm actually using a saxophone mouthpiece I mentioned, but it still is a clarinet because it's a cylindrical bore, not conical. Oh, sorry, we've run out of time. I'll have to go. No, I've got 57 seconds left. Here we go.
Hope you have had a fabulous time watching the 4 series in Ellymusic. Coming out next is Elly Dance. Yes, you can start to get your dancing grooves out and just dance.
Just think.